Hey guys, welcome back to another video here in the Alpha Pack shop. Well, we've just finished the 1000 XMR build in the last vid. And here we have the donor vehicle, which was my 2015 Can-Am Outlander 800 XMR. And now this one is going to get turned into an XT. Someone in the comments of the last vid mentioned they wanted to see that. So I figured let's show you. So here you go, buddy. This is for you. So about to go over everything that's already been done and that needs to be done to this bike to get it back to 100%. All right, guys. So an overview of what's already been done and swapped. This crossbar came off the XT. Here's the reservoir and the cooling line off the XT. The bracket down here where the brake lines all bolt up, that's from the XT. This piece that holds all these little electrical components. That's all swapped around. I went ahead and threw some brand new brake pads in there because the other ones were shot. If you own an Outlander, you know they eat through some brake pads. You better buy a lot. I have a lot of them. I buy them in bulk. We're going to be changing out the cooling system. Just so you know, this will be removed. So will this, where the thermostat goes on this 800 originally, and the water neck will be bolted down to here. And we're gonna have the 1000 style hoses and thermostat here. So everything that I have sitting right here has to go on it. Here's one of these is gonna take the place of the thermostat. And then these are the lines that's gonna bring it out. And then we'll hook all this up and put the radiator in. A-arms, we had some issues with the ball joints on the other set. And then I noticed this A-arm here is actually bent. So I wasn't about to just change the ball joints on it. I had a whole nother set of A-arms from when I got this bike originally. So the ball joints were still good in these, and I just put the Garage Products bushings in them. So that went well and easy. Got that knocked out. I'll grease these all up, and they can go back in to the bike, and along with the hubs, spindles, everything. I can start putting everything back together. This hole in this boot right here, I will just patch for now, so we can get this sucker on a roll, you know, and get it going. The trailing arms sitting over here were off of my 1000, and they were bad, so I jacked the ones off the 800 for the 1000 XMR build. So on these, I got to swap these outer bearings. These bearings have been changed before. They're good. Here's the shocks off the 1000 with the 2-inch spacer in it. That gives it a 2-inch lift. Front hubs, all that. I got some new headlights for it. So we'll start putting all this on little by little. And shoot, in no time, this sucker will be ready to rock. I'll get some more and come back. All right, guys, so as you can see, I've made a little bit of progress. I got the cooling system all situated. So I was able to remove this hose and this housing with the thermostat. So we deleted that, and we just put the water neck with that seal, and we're good. So I was able to install the 1000 setup with the Y that goes to the thermostat. So this is all the stuff off the 1000. So radiator can go in now whenever I'm ready for that. Did want to mention I went ahead and did this a couple days ago, but this is the Cruiser mod on the front drive shaft, so-called Cruiser mod. You know, that's what they do in Canada, I guess. You put the same boot that's in the back in the front, get rid of the squishy one, and it prevents this from being able to go in or out at all. So that's what they do up there, and they ride in some really rough conditions, and that's what they say do so that you don't have front drive shaft problems. So that's what I did. But anyway, got the A-arms installed with those Garage Products bushings that I greased all up, because there ain't no way in hell you're greasing those Zerks after it's installed. There's such tight sealing bushings and sleeves that you cannot squish any grease in there. It'll push the bushings back out. Ask me how I know. Yeah. Got this all cleaned up, the axle, getting the hubs done. So those will be next. What else? We got some other stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, moving right along, guys. Gonna keep on getting it done. And then I guess once these hubs are put back on, I'll be able to start throwing some plastics on and stuff. That'll be nice. I'm gonna tell him, bro. Just okay. All right, I got it. All right, Jesus Christ. All right, guys. So look, take a look at what's up. Got some parts installed, as you can see, but not very many plastics. There's a reason for that. So let's go over what's installed. So got the hubs all done up. Everything's tight, cotter pinned up. Tie rod, shocks, all that good stuff. The radiator's installed. I'm doing it, oh, stop. And got just 2 pieces of plastic installed, not like I wanted to get. I wanted to get all the plastics installed, but yeah, we ran into a little bit of an issue. After getting all this done, I filled up the overflow with coolant and noticed I had a little bit of a drip, a leak coming from the hard to reach water neck back in here. And I changed the clamp on the hose thinking it was the hose clamp. Nope. Tighten down the nut or the bolt on top to bleed the air out of it. Nope, that wasn't it. But you can see that's removed. Let me show you what had happened. So after further inspection, I had to remove this and was noticing water coming out of right here. Coolant was coming out of that little dimple right there in that little, I don't know, right there where my finger's at. And then I took it off and I looked inside of it. And if you can see that, there's a hole, literally, right there. See it? Yeah, there it is. There's a little hole in there. And apparently it goes all the way through this water neck. And it comes out of this little dimple right here. So that's where my leak is. And my options are to get a new one or fix it myself. And around here, I just fix things myself, guys. I hate waiting on parts, especially when it's like an issue like that, something stupid. I mean, this should be done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this water neck and I'm gonna take an aluminum brazing rod and I'm gonna take a torch, heat this sucker up, and I'm gonna fix that hole on the inside and the outside and then smooth it out, make sure nothing's gonna break loose later down the road. And then I'm gonna reinstall that water neck on the outer side here, the easy to reach side, instead of the pain in the ass side over there where you gotta remove the CVT exhaust, XMR piece here to even get in there really to get them out. So yeah, I had to backtrack a little bit, guys, but little by little, we'll get it done. So I'm about to braze that, and then I'll be able to hook the cooling system back up, and then I'll be able to put the coolant back in it, and hopefully it will not leak again. So I'll come back when it's time to do that. All right, guys, so everything's set up here for me to go ahead and fix this hole in this water neck. Got the torch, got the brazing rods, and that should be all we need. So also got a little thermometer here. It's an infrared thermometer from Harbor Freight. These things are awesome. If you don't have one, you should get one. You can temp anything, right? So we'll put that sucker on Fahrenheit, and when we're at 60 degrees, we're gonna have to get that sucker up to 730 and beyond. So once we get that there, we can actually fix the hole. So I'm about to do it. All right, guys, so we've prepped the area as far as taking a wire wheel and some wire brushes and cleaning it up. Now we're gonna take this here torch, turn it on, and we're gonna heat up that area until it gets up to about 750, 730, 750-ish. And then we'll be able to touch those brazing rods to it and go ahead and fill that hole up. So, all right, guys, so I finally got it up to temp, and I had to hit it real quick. So it's right at temp now. See, it's melting. And I'm smearing it. And then I'm gonna heat it up a little bit over the top of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and get on the inside of it while it's really hot. But you definitely don't want to overheat it because you will melt that aluminum. All right, let me get it out. It's not hot enough. Of course it's not hot enough. And that thing's getting hot, boy. Well, I'm gonna have to get in here somehow. And a propane torch is not what you want to use. I would definitely use a matte gas torch because this is taking forever. Let's see. Still ain't hot enough on the inside. Damn it. Yeah, dude, this is not fun. You would think if I can get the outside hot enough for it to do it, the inside would just about be there. But I guess not. So I might have to come back when it's already done, guys, because I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm going to try one more time right here. Hopefully it'll melt. Torch just doesn't get as hot as a matte gas torch, which is good as far as like I'm not gonna melt the aluminum case, but it definitely makes this a little bit more difficult to do. Like I said, it is not working right now, so I will come back when I have this done. All right, guys, so got the inside done up. It's sealed, I think, pretty well. I did mess up, I guess, and I got it a little too hot. If you can see these little lumps, these little bumps in here, that's what happens when you get it too hot. It bubbles up. So try not to get it too hot. But anyway, everything's fixed up, and we're about to go throw them on. All right, guys, got it all back together. I put the one I had fixed right here on the outer side to where it's easy to get to. And I installed the one that was good over here to where we have a less chance of leakage. So I'm about to throw some coolant in it and we'll know if it leaks or not. All right, guys, never a dull day over here at AlphaPack. I swear, man, I just can't catch a break sometimes. So we already dealt with the leaking water neck that I had to braze. Got that all fixed up. I did throw coolant in it and run it through some heat cycles and bled the whole system. It's good to go. But while I was doing that, it started running like shit. It was popping through the intake. The RPM was taking a while to come back down after I would just rev it slightly. And then after I did that once, I let it cool back down. I started it again, and then it barely wanted to run at all. It was just, you know, it sounded like it wanted to die, and then I'd give it gas, and it would sputter up and then hit RPM, higher RPM. So something ain't right. So obviously, you know, I'm thinking fuel or air, right? So I went ahead and just went through everything. So I took the whole unit out, fuel pump and everything, took the whole unit out, took it all the way apart, took the pump off, and I noticed this black thing that goes on the end of the pump. It was real easy to pull it out, and had some black material up in the pump itself. So this was the only black thing in there, so I assumed it was maybe this. So I changed this out, and the new one fits a hell of a lot better. So I went ahead and did that, cleaned everything, put it all back together, and now it's back installed. Went ahead also and took the air control valve here out by taking that clamp and these two bottom clamps loose, and then I cut some zip ties over here and spun it this way, and I was able to get it out right here easy. I saw a YouTube vid where some guy freaking took the whole airbox off just to get to that. I don't know what he was thinking, but yeah, hey man, you can just loosen your clamps and spin it out, take it right on out, and easy peasy. So that was super dirty, cleaned it up. So now I'm to the point where it's time to try it out. So here we go. I put a little over half a tank of 91 non-eth in it. That's what I run in all my bikes. I didn't put the same gas back in it either, just in case it had water in it or something. Trying to eliminate anything it could have been. That's the RPM it's supposed to be at. Oh yeah. Before, it would take a while for it to come back down to, you know, where it's at now, like between 12.5 and 14.5. All right. I may go ahead and while, you know, I have a fuel pump, the tester, see what the pressure is. I might go ahead and test that, make sure we're hitting 51 PSI on that pump. Yep. But I'll figure that out, and then we'll start throwing some parts back on her and hope we don't have any more issues that keep coming up. But, you know, I can't promise anything. So I'll be back when I get some more thrown on. Well, guys, I'm glad I didn't promise you anything, because I don't know if you can see it down there on the floor, but I can. There is definitely a leak. So I thought I had everything good to go, but apparently not. After a couple heat cycles, it has started leaking, and it is coming from where the hose right here hooks up to the reservoir, and that's an OEM clamp in there. I haven't messed with it or anything, and all of a sudden it just started leaking on me. So I'm gonna have to backtrack once again and get into here and change that OE clamp to a better hose clamp that I can tighten down a hell of a lot easier and nice. It shouldn't leak with a hose clamp. I might as well just go around and change every OEM clamp to a hose clamp. These are kind of easy to get to, so when they do leak, I will put clamps on them. But in all the hard to reach spots, I should have just done from the get in the very beginning. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. But yeah, lesson learned, guys. So always something, doesn't matter how far along I get, I always end up finding some more issues here and there that need to be addressed, which is, you know, just how it goes. I just hate to have to take apart stuff a million times when shouldn't have to, right? If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. But eventually we'll be able to get some plastics and bumpers and things thrown back on here. But until I fix that hose, yeah, she's gonna stay just like this for a minute. Or come apart more, and then, you know, I'll get that going, fixed, and then we'll start moving on from there. But until then, guys, if y'all would, please hit that like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and we will see you in part 2 of the 800 XT conversion. Y'all take it easy.